So I've been wanting to do this for a very, very long time, and just trying to get up the motivation to come and do this, and come find me a quiet place. That's where I'm by myself, where it's alone, where I'm alone with me and my God of my own understanding. Just to kind of, let people know about me and where I've been and what I do, and why I am the way that I am, and I have no reason, or I have no clue why my life had became what it was, and what I still struggle with today. But anyways, my name is Brad, and I'm an addict, an alcoholic, and I struggle daily just trying to stay clean and sober, and and not put things in me that it's going to destroy my life and make me go back to the lifestyle that I used to have. Uh, because to start things off, I'm kind of nervous, even though I'm alone. Down here by the river in Morganton, North Carolina. I'm actually from Asheville. Grew up in a little small town called Swannanoa. A little small town, everybody knows everybody. Your typical small town, Mayberry type. I come from a pretty decent family. On both sides, my mother and my father. They were different families. They'd done different things. My father's side of the family, they were the old country hillbilly type, sit around, drink coffee, smoke cigarettes, and just talk about everybody else type, just the normal. That was the normal for me anyways. My mother's side of the family, they were real Christian based, and they were just different. So I was kind of, my father and my mother separated. So I was kind of separated in that little stint where I didn't know whether I wanted to be the God-loving Christian type, or if I wanted to just be the kind of free spirit family that my father's side were. They were Christian as well, but they cussed and smoked cigarettes, and they did different things. And my mother's side of the family, smoking was bad. Doing drugs and drinking was totally bad, and it still is to this day, but my father's side of the family was kind of different. We smoked cigarettes, they drink coffee, there was a lot of drinking and the drugs and stuff within my cousins and my other family members, so I kind of fell into that, and ultimately it carried on to my adult life. I'm 40 years old. I had been homeless. Became homeless at a very young age, 16, 17, and 18, just trying to find my own way of life, which evidently, talking to you today and letting you know a little bit about my story and where I came from, it really took me down. I became very, very isolated. I hang out with friends, and all my friends, they were just like me. Their road didn't go as far as mine did, because it got so ingrained in me that it destroyed, like, my whole entire life. My whole entire life I thought that I needed something to make me feel different, because I didn't know and understand why my life had been the way it was. I blame myself for my parents getting separated at an early age. I had to grow up a little bit too fast. I had 2 younger brothers, and I have 2 older brothers. So we came from different families. My 2 younger brothers that I grew up with were different from my 2 older brothers. My older brothers were different. They had a different mother, and we had the same father. Unfortunately, one of my brothers was just like me, struggled with the same disease, and, over time, he couldn't live with himself because of it, and he decided that he would commit suicide, and took his own life over alcoholism and methamphetamine addiction. I lost him to that. I think that I realized that I was an addict at a very early age. I knew that living in a tent in the woods behind my grandmother and behind my aunt's house, just so I could continue drinking and doing the things that I done that led me to the drugs that, and it was a process like everything else. It began small and it became great. Nobody wanted me around. My own family, they did not want me around because that's what I did. I stayed drunk and I stayed high on stuff all the time, and they looked at that, and they frowned at that. They knew that I had a problem. They knew that I had a problem then, and they kind of shunned me for it, and then I became like I knew then, that probably that's probably what I was going to do for the rest of my life. I was going to drink, I was going to use drugs, and that's what I would be. And it became, that was my makeup. That's who I was. I was Brad. I lived in the woods. I worked, spent all my money on alcohol and drugs, man, and I fell right into the trap, Same trap with my cousins. They're good people. Like, just because we're addicts and, then we're alcoholics and we drink and we drug doesn't mean that we're bad people. My cousins, man, I love them to death, and some of them are still struggling today, we couldn't handle doing the things that normal people can do, Some people do things and they just stop, and unfortunately, that's not the case with me. I'm an addict, and once I use, I can't stop, blatantly. I can remember, I've been seeking relationships, and trying to have a relationship with a woman, and that's always what I wanted. I wanted a family. I wanted that wife, and and have my own home and stuff. But that stuff didn't come until later, like using drugs and living in the tent in the woods, like I did for many, many years. And my family seeing that became my life. Thank God, that through a lot of getting in trouble and all the pain of not being wanted around and being homeless, it started out with marijuana and alcohol. Eventually, I became a crackhead. That's blatantly how to put it. I began smoking crack, and I did that for so long. I drank, smoked crack, I worked, spent all my money on drugs, man, and like I said, before, it became my lifestyle. It became my makeup. It's who I was. And, I thought that that's probably what I would do the rest of my life. So, that's what I did. That's my using, and that's where it brought me. I talk about the different kind of drugs because, evidently the drugs are the problem sometimes, and that's what, made me. I understand today that my decisions and the way that I done things, was solely upon me. I made decisions to do all these things, and I know that now, So after taking the drugs out, it's been taught to me that, that's my problem, is myself. I don't know how to live anymore, and I struggle with that daily. And if it wasn't for the time that I found this program, which was called recovery, whether it be AA or NA. I've done NA for a long, long time. AA and the NA fellowship had saved my life, and I'd found that, I don't know if it's divine intervention. It had to have been God. I'd been in and out of jail for a little bit. I'd coming down off of a crack binge and didn't know what to do. I just felt something inside of me, and I knew that I couldn't stop. My life was miserable. I picked up the phone and I called somebody, and it was the police. I called the police on myself, and instead of taking me to jail, like I thought that I deserved at that time, they took me to a treatment center, and they took me to a detox and locked me down where I could not use. I think that's the very first time that I kind of came face to face with myself and my disease and what it was doing to me. And it was a hard realization, to understand that, that I was an addict and that I was an alcoholic, and the ADACT in Black Mountain taught me that little bitty small detox. Same people that was working there then are some of the same people that work there now, and through going through there, I was able to find the fellowship, which has saved my life daily. I've been doing this for 18 years. 18 years. And I'm able to put some time together sometimes. And sometimes, the times get short. And sometimes I stay clean and sober for a long time. I didn't fall into the right path of recovery until about 10 years later after that first experience. I went in and out of prison. So I've done a lot of time in prison due to my alcohol and drugs. So I've done a lot of time in prison, man. It became a normal. That did too. Sad to say, even today, if I had to go and do time, I could go and do time. I became institutionalized, man. Like when I was in jail or prison or in a detox or a treatment facility, my needs were met. I was fed. I had a place to stay. Friends, like I built friends and relationships and bonds with people in prison. It became a lot better than being out on the streets, homeless, drinking, and drugging. Like it became better. So when I would go to jail or I would go to prison, it was a relief for me to go because I knew that the life that I was living was not what I should be doing in my life. And and in doing that and realizing that, I spent the majority of my life in an institution. That holds true today still. If I'm sober for a while and I relapse, I run back to that same place and do the same thing. So like I can't stop unless I put myself into a place like that. Once I start using, my willingness grew over time. People always keep asking me, so like, Brad, why do you keep relapsing? Why do you keep going back out? You've been doing this for a very, very long time. You've been doing this for 18 years. Like, why? Why do you choose to go back out and use? And I do not have the answer to that question. I think that life lessons are learned, and sometimes some people are hard-headed and have to make mistakes over and over again. And I think that's me, I have to make those mistakes. And in order to learn from them, I've had to, come very, very close to ending my life and taking something that's going to kill me. That's really, truly, deep down, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to put something into my body that's going to potentially kill me. I don't want to put something in my body that's going to make me distrust others and be irresponsible and commit crimes and go to prison. That's not what I want to do. But the shame and guilt, over the years of getting clean and sober and coming into that fellowship that I talk about, which is the 12-step fellowship, and meeting all these people, because all of my friends that I know today are in the fellowship. My true friends and my family that I have grown to know so well are in these 12-step fellowships, man. And it's like, even if I don't know the person that I'm meeting whenever I go into these rooms, that, where we talk about all these things that are ailing us and things that are, that are preventing us from having that lifestyle that we constantly think about on a daily basis, that we want, that security, that manageability, having money, having a roof over my head, not having to worry about where I'm going to eat, not having to look over my shoulder, worrying if the law is going to come and get me and put the handcuffs on me again, because, that's the reality of this situation. Like, I'm dealing with something that is going to kill me. And if it don't kill me, it's going to land me in prison for a very, very long time, because when I use drugs, I care nothing more than just to get to use one more over and over and over. It's a cycle and it's endless. Once I start, I cannot stop. And so I don't know why I choose to do this over and over again, but I do know this, that I have the desire to not do that anymore. And some days that's enough. My drug addiction, it started with marijuana. Like, it progressed over the years into methamphetamine and heroin. I've been Narcan 5 times from an overdose on heroin. Was not my drug of choice in the past. I was always an upper guy. I always liked cocaine. It started, with the uppers there, and then methamphetamine destroyed everything around me. And once I put that drug in me, it destroys it back down to zero. It's like ground zero. It's like when the plane hit the tower and it smolders and it smokes and then it drops all the way to the ground, and all that devastation and wreckage and the powder, the smoke going through the city, that's what my life's like if I use one. Instantly, I'm back where I was before. And knowing that is not enough. It's not enough for me, you know. There's things that I've learned in recovery that have kept me clean through some terrible situations, and life is hard, but recovery taught me, and I've learned a lot. Like, I get judged a lot of times because people think that, that I just come in and I go back out, like, he should know better than that. Like, I do. Like, really, honestly. For the people who know me, like, if you're really caring about me being an addict and you really care for me, you've made it to this point in this video that I'm creating, because I don't know what's going to happen on a daily basis. Like, dude, I could die clean tomorrow and nobody ever know my story and what really is going on with me and, like, really who I am. I'm not just that drug addict, homeless person, living in a tent in the woods, stealing from the neighbors, robbing stores. That's not who I am. I'm actually a pretty decent person. I really care about other people. I love to work. I love to work and make money and to pay my own bills and be self-sufficient. Like, I love to do all those things, but that doesn't, what I was before and what I'm trying to be today, there's no comparison. Like, using drugs and me in recovery is like, it's like day and night, when I'm in it, and when I'm not, I'm not. I hope, that my prayers and, what my motivation and drive is for today is for me to stay clean today. Like, I hope and pray that the things that I've set in place for me in my day today is going to keep me clean and sober. I'm pretty confident that today, like, I'm not going to use no drugs. I'm pretty confident today that I'm going to be responsible and show up on my job on time and do a good job on my job. And it all due to the things that I've done today, the way that I started my day and the things that I've done today is the same things that always keep me clean and sober. Keeps me from wanting to go back out and use drugs, and it's very, very simple. I get up in the morning. I get off on the same side of the bed as everybody else. And I get up. I try to make sure that I kind of say a prayer or, give some thanks. I get up, and then my routine today is like I get up and I go outside, still smoke cigarettes. I have me a cigarette. I just kind of try to be a little bit grateful for something. I don't do meditation readings every day. I won't call somebody and tell them good morning every day, but I do make that decision. I make that decision that, I want to be a part of recovery and I want to live today. I don't want to die. I want to do the right thing, and I want to be responsible, and I want to live the rest of my life with the freedom that, staying clean and sober and staying involved with the program gives me. And that's what I've done today. I got up, been working out. I've been, trying to do some fitness stuff, which is really, like, helping me more than anything else right now. Like, when I'm working out, I got my earbuds in, I'm working out, I'm listening to music, like, that helps me so much. I went to my home group meeting, the Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. I picked up the service commitment of chairing that meeting every Tuesday. I went there, I brought up a topic, that was related to what I deal with, and, being honest with myself and being honest with others when I want to use, because that stuff, that's what keeps me clean. And if I continue to do that, man, and trying to keep recovery up front in everything that I do, then, there's a good possibility that day, like today, that I'm going to stay clean and sober. I'm not going to use, and I'm not going to die. I wanted to make this video because, like I said, I'm not guaranteed tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen today. You know, the good Lord, you know, it could take me out, you know, it could take me home, you know, because it's the ultimate ends, man. Like, I'm either going to live and I'm going to be successful in something and I'm going to live through the rest of my life, or I'm going to struggle, you know, bottom line. You know, the life that I led is not what I want to do anymore. And I get emotional because, you know, I'm alone. I don't want to be alone. I have a daughter. She's 17. She's seen me in active addiction and me destroying my life, you know. I don't have to live like that no more. And I know that what I'm doing right now is not to stroke my ego. It's not to put myself out there to make myself look good. Like, I just believe that this is something that I have to do. You know, that to get myself out of myself, let people know where I'm at. So, because if you don't know me, then how can you judge me unless you know me? Couldn't do that to anybody else. Like, if I don't know you, like, how can I say that you're not going to make it, or you're doing this, and you're not a good person, and you're not recovering? Like, recovery's one day at a time, man. Like, sometimes, you know, just being in recovery is just existing and being there, you know. I like to thank everybody if you've watched the video to this end. It's not very that long. You know, I made it 21 minutes. You know, usually an NA speaker or an AA speaker, they got a whole hour. And I'm sure that I could go a whole hour. You know, I'd probably be a lot more nervous because speaking in front of people is a lot different than doing it in a video. You know, out here on this dock at the river down here in Morganton, you know, it's a very beautiful day out today, and I'm beyond blessed, man. I'm beyond blessed to have the people, man, and to have the opportunity to come down here on this dock right here at the river, man, and do this video. You know, I don't know why I relapsed, and I am a chronic relapser. You know, I'm the type of guy that'll get clean and sober and come in and be on fire, man, and just like fucking be up to the top. Like, go work, come up, and my finances is good, and I can buy things and have things, but that's not enough, man. And it doesn't even matter about things, man. I don't know how many times, countless times, that I've gotten clean and sober and focused all my attention into buying all these things and looking good, and, you know, the shoe. I mean, we talk about it all the time, man, and it doesn't work. It doesn't validate me on the inside. It doesn't do anything for in here, man. You know, but things like I'm doing right now, you know, like taking my time out of my day, you know, to stop and just let people know a little bit about myself, man. You know, because there's a lot of people that struggle just like me and that have been through the same damn things that I struggle with. And, you know, they're doing good and they're living lives, man, and they've gotten years, you know, clean and sober and in the program and, like, giving back and being good to people and, you know, just that happy, joyous, and free moment, you know, where they just like lights, they're like lights, they're like shining lights, like beacons, you know. And I got this idea actually from my recovering people in Nashville, Lindsay and Mike Roberts and all these people, man. I just broke your anonymity, Mike. If you've really watched my video all the way to the end, you'll know that. But, you know, whether you watched this video or not, like, you know, if this could help anybody else, like, if you want to share it. If you don't. But, like, if you want to hear it, like, this is coming from the, like, like to think of myself as the #1 chronic relapser, offender in the program. Like, this is it, man. This is the meat. Like, you're hearing it true from me, man. Like, if I continue to do the things that recovery offers me and teaches me, and I'm talking with the sponsor, and I'm sharing the meetings, and I'm telling on my disease, and I'm especially that, man. Like, #1, man, if I want to use, I have to tell somebody. If I use, all bets are off, and I'm right back at the ground zero, starting back over again. God damn it, that shit gets so fucking hard. You know? It does. It gets so hard. Like, keeping it simple is so hard. Like, you know, just being responsible for my own recovery and keeping it in the lane and doing the next right thing and practicing some spiritual principles, man, that shit can be difficult, you know, but it is possible. Like, if I can stay clean for one fucking day, like, that is most indefinitely a miracle. Because I am crazy. Like, I am sporadic and I act out and I just, like, I don't know. Sometimes I question myself whether I'm cuckoo or not. Like, I really do. You know, I just like to have fun. You know, I'm an addict. I'm an addict and I'm in recovery. I'm trying to do things different every day. I try to implement new things and try to remain open-minded and learn more things. You know, I'm beyond blessed. You know, I like to give a shout out to my people at work that are non-addicts, that are not in recovery, whether they choose to do things that I can't do is solely upon them, but take it from me. Like, if you're not an addict, not an alcoholic, you do things that you're not supposed to be doing, and you know, if it's drugs, whether it's drinking too much, like, really take a look at that, man. Like, you know, if you've watched this story, like, it's not the way to go, man. The younger people that I know and I surround myself with, like, you don't know, man. Like, how quick, in a blink of an eye, you can turn into somebody that you're not, and it follow you every day of your fucking life. Take it from the number one, man. Like, it's not worth it. Like, recovering and living life and being physically fit, that's good to me, and it's enough. So if nothing else happens for the rest of my life, if I don't ever be successful and own my own home, or if I don't never have my license and drive a car again, like, if I can be happy doing the things that I'm doing and continually working on myself and not giving up, like, I got a chance to have all that stuff back. And like right now, I have myself, man. Like, I have a scooter, this part I get ready to walk back to, that I crashed during my damn relapse. It's all to hell, but I still got it. I still have another chance. Like, my life is not completely broken down. And, like, I have a job. I have a roof over my head. I'm not starving today. Like, things are good, you know? So, with that, man, I'm going to keep it simple for the rest of the day, and I'm going to stay sober, you know? Good shout out to my people at work, man. If you don't know how much you help me every day to watch you guys struggle through all these hard times. I work in a restaurant, man, and it gets busy, it gets slammed, people want food, and like, it's crazy. But perseverance, man, we hold on and we work together, man. We might get shouted with each other sometimes, and you know, I get into a disagreement with my Mike. Sometimes, man, like, we get into it, but man, at the end of the day, man, we're all people, man, and we're all striving to do the things that we need to do to live our lives and be kind of happy, man. So, like, it's life on life's term stuff, dude. So, man, y'all keep it real, man. And like, the people that I know and that from recovery that I've made contact with over these years, like, whether we've talked in a long time or whether we have not, man, like, y'all are always on my heart, man. Like, you guys have saved my life, especially the younger generation that has stayed clean through all these years that I have been trying to get my recovery right. Y'all stayed clean. Like, some of you has got 10, 12, 13 years now, man. Like, you don't know what that does for me to see you guys still doing it every time that I've come back, you know? The good thing about it is I can take that with me everywhere. You know, the things that you guys have given me, you can't take that back. They are forever in my heart. Forever in my heart. You know, keep going. Like, if you're struggling out there today, you want to use, like, find these people that I'm talking about, man. Listen to them. Listen to them. Call them, man. Like, try to place yourself around them. Because I'm telling you, you can't take that away. Like, once that's built and once you get it in your heart, like, it's done. Like, using drugs and destroying your life that way is never the same. It's fucking miserable. Like, don't choose to do that. Choose to do something different. Choose to do something a little bit more positive for yourself. No matter what that is. Everyone's different, man. Like, choose to do that stuff. It's so fucking great. It's so fucking great. Like, it's, my life is beyond my wildest dreams right now. You know? And I get to the opportunity to come down here and do this video and just talk, man. Like, I hope somebody, like, really took the time to watch all of this video, kind of understand me and learn a little bit about me, you know, because I need people. If I don't have you, I don't have me, you know. I have a God, you know, but God's with me all the time, but sometimes God don't talk to me, and sometimes I need you, you know. Guys, I love yous. Like, people that I know, like, I love you, and people that I don't. Like, I love y'all too, man. Like, you know, that's what my God wants me to do. My God wants me to love other people as I'd want to be loved. So whether I know you or not, if you're struggling, if you're a non-addict, whether you're an addict, whether you're an alcoholic, whether you're whatever, man, like, I love you, and I appreciate you watching my video and kind of, you know, to find out who I am, man, because I'm becoming something new every day. And I'm not what I was yesterday. So my boss has been ringing my phone while I've been doing this video. So he probably wants me to come in to work early. So I'm going to practice some integrity and give him a call back and see if he needs me to come in. Got to go make money. Money's important. But man, I love y'all and thank you for watching. Thank you.